ambiguity, no? Too much at stake for your foolery, is it though? Keep on hating, it's fuel to me, did you know? What have I done? What are my motives? What am I thinking? What do you...
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Just ahead, we'll decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Okay, ready? Check.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 5. They'll go again with Gibbs. And some space here. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
On first and 10, here's Gibbs. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 42 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. They go play action here on first down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Uchenna Nwosu from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage. But right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 47 yards. And the Lions are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's going to be caught downfield by Slayton. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Tackle made that time by Aleem McNeil.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit. Yeah,
these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Higgins. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, the good ones have a clock running in their head, okay? Because it says something like this. I've got this many seconds to find the target. After that, I have to tuck it and try and get some yardage on this first down snap. He doesn't just get some yards, though. He gets a big gain, and he'll come right back with another 1st and 10.
First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. He'll look to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Kene Mwangu from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by York is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The give, right side for Gibbs. And he is going to lose yardage here. Boy, that is a 7-yard long 2nd down now.
The safety position continues to evolve into a bigger role in run defense than in the past. They certainly love to have him drop down and get aggressive in bringing ball carriers down behind the line of scrimmage. Not many bigger stops than that one right there.
Now, after the loss, he'll have to navigate a 2nd and 17.
Bronco switch. Bronco switch.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. On the end around, here comes Williams. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And this will be taken at the 13. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the 20, here's the 2nd down and 9. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. 2nd and 9 now. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. In motion, the tight end. Walker now on 1st and 10. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 49 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those line.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 31 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7. There he goes, left side. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Okay, break.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 8. And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in the cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. This is taken at the 23. Fights loose. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they fell behind early, but since then, 2 touchdowns and a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, they found the end zone on their first 2 drives, and even more so after the defense gave up the first lead. But these last 2 drives, obviously they inspired their D because they shut them down the last time out. They hope to continue that string.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He completes this to Walker. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up a throw. His throw incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
76 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's Walker. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Lions' 5-yard line.
They'll come out in the pistol. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Elijah Higgins from a yard out. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, but he opted for the touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Back to throw. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Go! 18 Rattler.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Ready.
Second down and 6 now. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's second and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Back to throw again. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. Down the left sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, it had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Cougar 19. Ready.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think the key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now this thrown deep for Slayton. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Darius Slayton, 55 yards. And the Seahawks continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. York on now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's trying to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. On third down, here's Gibbs. Down the right sideline. He may go. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Lions 14. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin first. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. Straight ahead, Walker. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Walker will score. Touchdown, Seattle. York now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're going to try and throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort.
Roll!
Gibbs straight ahead. Wow, and even 200 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. Powering his way forward. Fights through, and now a crease. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Lions get a bit closer. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21.
Makes the score Seahawks 42, Lions 21. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good Good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And complete to Smith-Njigba. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
In motion, Slayton. Looking to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
At the 46-yard line.
On the give. Here's Gibbs. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now. But that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu. Here's a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Hand off now to Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Uchenna Nwosu, his 2nd sack of the night.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on third down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got Smith-Njigba down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Going right back to Smith-Njigba. Touchdown! Jackson Smith-Njigba with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are moving closer to a date now in the NFC Championship game as they're able to extend this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Ready?
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And this will wind up a Lions first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
Here we go. Set. Liking 18. Ready,
They'll go again with Gibbs. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce and might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
Go.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Smash. No.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Reek Woolen in on the stop.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Devin Bush in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Ready.
Here's Gibbs. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
They'll try and run for it. Broken tackle. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down.
The Seahawks, they are moving on as we say so long, everybody.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis.